Hello, welcome, nerds out there. Today I got a very special treat straight from Korea, talking with us from the OGS Team Liquid house. Hello, Dario. Long time no see. How are we doing?
Indeed, it's been too long. I'm doing great. After all, I'm in Korea pursuing my dream.
After all, you are, and the entire StarCraft-speaking world is following your progress and the other Liquid boys' progress with much excitement. And of course, that's what we're going to talk about today. Very recently, on Monday, this is being recorded on Thursday, you qualified for the second round of the GSL. Was it difficult, and how does it feel?
To be honest, it wasn't too difficult. I got 2 free wins in the first 2 rounds, and then I had 3 about 1,000 diamond level players. So it was pretty easy, to be honest, and it was a little bit harder than first time because first time it was really easy. But I'm happy nonetheless. I'm very relieved that I'm in there, especially after I realized how many favorites actually lost in the qualifications to some all-in and kind of decent players.
Yeah, because you can fill us in on some of the names there. There are some old Brood War legends who now have more or less permanently switched to StarCraft 2 who tried to qualify this time around, but many of them got knocked out. Can you remind us about some of the big ones?
I think Schuleiser got knocked out, right?
I love you, Lyserg, yeah.
Yeah, and also Tester lost, which was a big surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that was pretty scary to me, but luckily I was a little bit more lucky than those guys.
Lucky or skillful, that's the question. How did your, I was about to say clanmate, but housemate is the correct word, Nada do?
Oh, he did very well. I didn't see... Well, actually, at one game it was a little bit scary. So last game before he actually qualified, he was 0-1 in the first game because he got baneling busted.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit scared that he might actually lose to some cheese. But he pulled through and he won the next 2 games, so that's pretty good. I mean, everybody wants to see Nada in there, right?
Of course, yeah. And you've been playing against him now several times. I think HuskyStarcraft did some very popular recordings of recent games. And he's now a housemate of yours, and you've been talking to him and everything, I understand?
Not exactly a housemate. He's not living in the house here. He's living nearby because he's studying, and that would be kind of hard to combine. Yeah. But he's dropping by here regularly, so he's practicing with us online even, so he's not here in the house, which sometimes he is, but not always.
Well, that's not bad, considering that he is a living Terran legend and gives me the geek chills. So that's very nice to have someone like that close by, for sure. And I understand you are talking with us right now from the OGS house where you live, work and train. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. I'm basically here all week. And yeah, as you said, I'm living here and it's also my workplace.
That's pretty cool. And how's Jinro and the recently arrived HeyPro doing, your other in Korea clanmates?
They are doing very well. I think they adapted to the Korean style. They adapted to Korean customs, and everything is pretty much good here.
That's very nice to hear. We all want you guys to thrive over there and bring the light of StarCraft to the world from Korea. Do you feel that training, practicing in the Korean context and doing it to that high professional level has improved and even changed your game, or do you do your more of your own thing still?
Oh, it's very hard to judge. I think I still play a lot different than most players here in Korea, but I certainly learned a lot, and my game is highly influenced by the Korean playstyle. It's gonna be very interesting for me to now again face foreign players like from Europe and America in upcoming tournaments, because it's very hard to judge how big the skill level gap is right now. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, we're going to talk more about the near future in a little while, but first let's go back a couple of weeks to the GSL 1, where you made it past the first rounds, but then faced an opponent in a very spectacular best versus 3, where you played, according to my point of view, a very, very, very most impressive Terran versus Terran on Selnaga Caverns. Unfortunately, you did then get knocked out in Game 3, but how did that feel, and how do you feel about the whole GSL this far?
Well, I felt pretty great after the first game, because in my opinion there was no way I could still win the game, but then Hyperdub made quite huge mistake and I could somehow get back into the game. In the second game I was... Yeah, I know. Well, it was the only way.
Yes, yes. Yeah, and, well, sadly he made a quite cheesy-esque rush in the Game 3, and that was that. But now you have qualified for the second round, and what are your impressions, pros and cons of the GSL so far, having been in one round already?
It's a pretty impressive experience to be in the GSL, because it is the most professional event I've ever been to. I mean, I haven't been to many events yet, but like how everything is taken care of. You're in makeup before the game, and there's like, you're in that booth and you have like a real, I don't know, it's a whole atmosphere as a player. It seems like it's a very, very nice event for you, especially the booths. I prefer to normal stages, because you can actually concentrate on the game a lot better if you're in a booth instead just in the open. That was very distracting for me in former events. And yeah, it's been pretty good. The only thing I don't like about the GSL is how the prize money is divided. It's a little bit too heavy for the first and second place, in my opinion. As a player, I always prefer a widespread of the prize money, because it makes it a lot easier for a bigger pro gaming community to actually live from what they are doing.
Spreading the love, basically. If I understand it correctly, you will be playing your first games early next week. That should be around Monday or Tuesday, the 18th, 19th of October. How will you go into that, and how will you make sure that it's you and Fruit Dealer who ends up in the final?
It can't be me and Fruit Dealer in the final, actually, because we are gonna meet in round 3.
Ooh.
Yes, indeed. So my absolute highest priority is to reach that round, because I want to face him and prove that I can actually beat him.
Yes, because he surprised, well, most of us, certainly me, by not only getting to the final, but winning it as a Zerg. You have been playing random a long time before you chose Terran as your main weapon, but you definitely know a thing or two about Zerg. I think Husky put it in a very nice way by saying that you put the fun in fungal growth. What do you have to say about Fruit Dealer's style of play?
I really like his style. I was a little bit reminded of what I used to do, but he did it in a lot more polished, and his mechanics are a lot better than what I had as Zerg. But he was also playing smart, and that is what I really liked about his plays. I think there's many Zerg players can actually learn from him.
Oh, definitely. Being a hopeful couple level Zerg myself, I feel very much inspired by his skills. No, I think we're all very, very much intrigued by the possibility of you facing him in the third round, and do everything you need to do in order to get there. We're all cheering for you. But there is also more on the close and near horizon. You will be going places to the City of Angels very soon, to BlizzCon, isn't that correct?
That is correct. It's quite exciting for me. It's the first time for me in America, and well, it's starting to feel like a little bit like a jet-setter lifestyle to me now, that I'm going places, and it's gonna get a lot more in the near future too. So I hope I will be able to actually cope with the stress, but it's gonna be good, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. Do you know who you will be facing there on the stage in StarCraft 2?
I don't think I can reveal that yet.
Uh-huh. Well, outside the game, have the pro gaming lifestyle, the nerd celebrity status brought any other changes to your everyday life? Do you get recognized? Do you get love letters? How's it like?
Well, it happened to me twice that I was recognized on the street. It's not like an everyday thing now, but that depends on how I'm gonna do in GSL2, I think. I'm certainly being recognized as a player in Korea now. Many people know me here, and well, I don't get too many love letters, but it's pretty good.
Not too many. Uh-huh. Well, that might change after going to BlizzCon for sure, since more people might recognize you there. Anyhow, it's great to hear you say all these things. It sounds quite intense, quite nerd jet set indeed. It's a whole new set of opportunities that have arisen lately, and you're definitely part of the spearhead movement that enables this to happen. Just as a query, just as a question out there, here in the far north of Sweden, we have a pretty big thing going on every autumn called DreamHack. You guys might have heard of it. And just a question out there, would you like to attend if possible? I'm not sure many people would greet you with love letters.